Hey everyone, thank you for tuning in. Today I'm going to make a spring bouquet, bridal bouquet, or event bouquet, however you want to do it. But I purchased these bundles from the local store. So I'm going to price them out here at the top. Hopefully you had a chance to check that out. In total, it was $31.94. So it's like a $32 bouquet. I did use some artificial greenery, which was not factored in price, but I didn't think about it until just now. So I'm going to start off by prepping my flowers, pulling out the pollen from the Alstroemeria, removing all the leaves because I want just that blossom on there. But what I was going to say is I did factor out the price here in case you wanted to compare what it is to a regular flower shop. So this is back in the day, but when I worked at a flower shop many years ago, we would double the price of the stems of flowers, and then we would add a labor charge, which was around 30%. So that's how we would come to the conclusion of our bridal bouquet. So why double the flower price? Why add the labor and all that? So if you plan on doing this as a profitable job, you do have to account for uh, the waste, the loss of flowers. So while I've got X amount of stems, for instance, the roses came in a 6-pack. I ended up only using 4 because 2 of them were rotted out on the inside. So there's a loss right there. So my $7 6-pack of roses that was a little over a dollar each gets reduced down to a $7 4-pack of roses, and cost a little bit less than $2 each. So you have to account for that loss. So that's why you double it, 'cause you don't want to lose your money in rotten flowers. And plus, you're not going to use every single stem, so it just covers, I guess, the waste of the flowers. Um, and then you want to add the labor charge. So it took me a good 10-15 minutes off camera to prep all my flowers. I had to pull all the leaves. Before that, I actually had to trim the stems and set them in water because I didn't get to them right away. So there's that processing fee, prepping the flowers, maintaining the flowers and all that, and then the actual arranging of it. So you just kind of want to figure out a labor cost, a labor percentage that's going to cover the cost of you actually doing it. So if you work a job that you make, let's say $20 an hour, you have to figure out how fast you're going to be doing an arrangement to equal $20 an hour, if that makes sense. You're just trying to cover that cost of you actually arranging it. So just things to think about. So if you end up making your own bridal bouquets, you are most likely saving half off the flowers and that labor charge. So if you're trying to do this on a budget, you just save. Congratulations, that's awesome. If you are going to a flower shop to have a professional do it, this is why they charge so much. So you can kind of understand. So you're not thinking that you're getting ripped off. You're getting good quality flowers, and you're paying for their time to do it, because time is money. So, but it saves you time. So, it's all whatever works best for you. So, probably clicked on this thinking that you're getting a bouquet tutorial and you're getting a math lesson. No, back to arranging the flowers. So I do have tulips, the Alstroemeria is the purple one. Those roses are just absolutely beautiful, and they had like a little darker center. Turned out 2 of those dark centers were actually rotten, so that backfired. And then the little berries there is called Hypernicum, or also known as St. John's wort. Since I have just the few peach roses, it's nice to work that hypericum around them, a little bit more towards the base, pull that kind of peachy pink throughout the bouquet. Alstroemeria is so dark with the purple, and while it's got a unique look to it and it's very beautiful, the color is just keeping it in shadows. So it works more, it's like a filler, taking up space in between the flowers. And then, of course, I love adding white to an arrangement. White seems to make everything happy. So tucking along the baby's breath in there as well. I'm working the tulips throughout. You have to remember that tulips, fresh tulips, they will point towards the sky. So right now they're kind of going in the direction that I want them to go. If I was to clip everything off, put them in water, and then go to my bouquet the next day, they will be pointing up towards the sky. So if the tulip's sticking above all the other flowers, they are absolutely going to change their direction that they're facing. If I keep them more tucked in and a little bit more sandwiched in between the other flowers, I have a better chance of them staying right where I want them, so that their little heads are facing in the direction that I want it to, and everything's golden the next morning. Instead of adding more greenery to the base of the arrangement, I am going to add quite a bit of the yellow carnations and some more baby's breath. So I'm using that as a way of hiding my mechanics and kind of finishing off the bouquet itself. You can take artificial leaves, real leaves. If you got, well, I got these flowers at the local grocers, and they do offer some greenery bundles as well, or you can get like a spring bouquet or a mixed bouquet already made up that will come with some greenery too, and you can use that greenery along the base as well. But the main goal is to kind of hide your mechanics. But you can see here, you got like a nice, beautiful, clean stems pointing up. You don't really see any crisscrossing or anything that looks like it shouldn't be there, and it's all kind of hiding the secrets that lie within, especially that it's an artificial greenery that I started with. So I tied it off with a chenille stem, which I'm going to cover with some wax floral tape, and then I will just kind of straighten up my stems. And I have the dullest knife, so I'm going to measure about 2 hands down, and then I'm going to cut it with my knife, which turned into scissors magically right before your eyes. But it just took me a long time to cut it because my knife was so dull. And then I'm going to cover up my wax floral tape. I'm just going to give it a nice little band of ribbon around the bouquet itself. I had to spin it around in my hand and see exactly which is the front, which is the back of the bouquet. I mean, all of it looks great, but there is a definite front if you take a moment to look at it. And I want my tie off in the back here to be in the back, so that nobody can see the joining parts there. And I'm just going to use 2 corsage pins. You can trim them down, but I poked this into the arrangement going up so I know it's not sticking out of the handle. And they can see me like shuffling there for some extra ribbon because I wanted to put a little decoration on the thicker ribbon there, just a little shoestring bow to give it some color on the handle too. So I'll go ahead and just tie that off, and cute little ribbon, and you've got a nice spring bouquet, $32 spent at the grocers, best money you'll ever spend. And there you go, made it all the way to the end. Thank you so much for watching. Hey everyone, I've self-published a book called OK Bouquet, and it's available on Amazon. OK Bouquet is a pocket guide for those planning and creating wedding bouquets. There's over 70 bouquets to look at and be inspired by, plus some tips and tricks along the way. And in the back is a personalized guide for planning out flowers for a wedding or special occasion. Check it out on Amazon today.